The training of the Afghan army and police is progressing. The process of transferring responsibility to the Afghan authorities has been set in motion. On a day-to-day basis, we strive to effectively apply a holistic approach. Also, Poland that decided to adopt its own national Afghan strategy for our troops in Afghanistan, based on the idea of holistic approach, putting more and more emphasis on civilian activities in the fields of development and reconstruction. But ISAF exemplifies also that fair sharing of burdens and obligations among allies is vital for successful achievement of lasting effects. Such a perception strongly determines our Polish increasing engagement in this operation. As you know, we reinforce our contingent up to the level of 2,600 with additional 400 troops here in the strategic reserve. We sent another helicopters. We also extend reconstruction projects investing in local infrastructure. Crucial lesson learned from Afghanistan considers the need for effective, mutually reinforcing cooperation of all actors involved. This brings me to another important issue related to the new strategic concept, cooperation between NATO and the EU. This has become even more important with the entry into force of the Lisbon Treaty. Treaty opens for the EU the wider window of opportunity for actions in the area of security and defense. That is why all the Euro-Atlantic community should continue to make every effort, once again, every effort to remove the well-known political obstacles hindering development of relations between the two organizations. Thank you, Secretary General, for your personal involvement and all your efforts to overcome those barriers. And here in Warsaw, I can repeat what I mentioned several times during our sessions. You will be supported. You will be supported by me personally, by Minister Radek Sikorski in this effort to set up a new shape of relationship between both sides of Brussels, the EU and NATO. Fifthly, enlargement. There are still nations across the Euro-Atlantic area wishing to strengthen relations with NATO and to obtain a full-fledged membership. Poland is of the opinion that their membership is in the NATO interest as it contributes to security and stability of the whole continent. For this reason, it is important to translate open door policy into practical assistance in the process of political and defensive reforms in those countries. This means strengthening ties with Ukraine, Georgia, and the Western Balkans, and implementing commitments of the 2008 Bucharest Summit. Finally, our relations with Russia that should be reflected in the ongoing strategic debate. There is no doubt that before adopting strategic concept, and in that concept, the shape of new dialogue with Russia should be envisaged. Russia remains a strategic partner for NATO. We need to act together in many areas of common interest. We should remember, however, that there are substantial differences between us. They hamper development of many security initiatives between NATO and Russia. This should encourage all of us to seriously consider how to overcome these barriers. I repeat always, we have good institutions for this dialogue between NATO and Russia. It is necessary to find a way to enhance this dialogue, to reshape it in a new manner. When reflecting on those issues, it is clear that preparation of the new strategic concept requires us to formulate answers to some fundamental questions. I think the most general question is how to ensure effectiveness of the alliance, its coherence and solidarity. To achieve this, we need to find satisfactory compromise in some important areas. But firstly, we need an open and frank flow of ideas. The seminar, this conference, is one of the opportunities for such a dialogue.